Hello and welcome to today's Rocksmith developer stream. I'm your host, Doug Lilly, and I've had a sneezing fit for the past 2 hours, so just be aware of that. I may sneeze. I'll try not to blow out the mic. If it happens, I apologize. And if you happen to be watching from in the office and you're coming up this way and you have some tissues or paper towel, right now, we are going to take a quick look at this week's gameplay trailer. This is the Riot Grrrl song pack, three female-driven bands from the 90s with something to say. After that, we're going to take a look at the songs, we're going to talk about them, and we're going to have a number of giveaways that if you've been here, you'll know what's coming up. And if you've never been here before, or it's been a long time, welcome or welcome back. Glad to have you. Here is Riot Grrrl, and we'll be right back with more. There you go, three new artists to Rocksmith. And to play the first of those three songs, I would like to say hello to Andrew Levin and Amy Batista. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome aboard. So, Andrew, you are a note tracker here. Amy, you are the production coordinator.
No.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
Oh, no. Right. We messed that up. I forgot. Did we talk about that last time you were here?
Nope.
This is new. What's your news?
Associate producer.
Associate producer. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you. Yay.
More
stress.
So let me try that again. Amy Batista, associate producer.
Thank you.
Here at Rocksmith. So you all are playing Bruise Violet.
Yes.
Babes in Toyland.
Yeah.
So this is a new. This is kind of a new. This whole pack has a lot of a different sound for what we have in Rocksmith.
Yes.
And I like it. And we got a lot of people who have been asking for this. One person in the chat did not, but most of the people think it's all right. And Emmy,
we change it every week, man. We change it every week.
Yeah, it's true. In addition to you getting a recent promotion, you are also the only woman or girl, Riot or otherwise, on the stream today.
I
So,
How
so
did that happen?
you were representing.
No pressure at all.
Everyone. Yeah, yeah. So this is
This is
all on you.
This is what I get for
There we
asking
go.
for this pack. I'm like, let's do a Riot Girl pack.
Yeah,
Do
and
it.
we did, and then now you get to play. So
Now we
you're,
get to play.
you're playing one song. You're not. We're not
No,
keeping you around for the
thank
whole.
you.
The whole. You're welcome. I know you have things to do.
I
So
have
there you go.
meetings to attend to.
Sure, sure. This has some dissonance.
Yeah.
Tritones galore.
Yeah.
I love it.
Those
I
were
love
illegal
it.
for a long time.
Yeah, because they're the
Devil.
the devil's chord No,
Interval.
not chord, interval. Devil's interval. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Tell us about tritones.
Yeah, well, they sound evil. And like,
Dissonant.
Do
They sound
really?
dissonant.
It's not really good.
does that not sound? If Satan was to write a song, could I get a little volume? It would totally be like.
Consider we had Ghost.
Yeah, they use
Yeah.
hella
Yeah,
tritones.
yeah.
And they
Yeah.
sound-
No, tritones aren't a new sound to rock. We've got tritones.
We got Tritones. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
So.
dirty. Just dirty. That tone is dirty. Ah.
So basically, if you play a power chord, if you don't know what tritone is, yeah, if you play a power chord and then you go down one fret, you get the evil sounds.
A lot of times there'll be an octave.
Yeah, or yeah. I guess yeah, you got like Stone Temple Pilots. Whatever that is.
Yeah. Play
Yeah.
everything in this tone.
Yeah. But basically what it is if you're playing a major scale, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? You go up to the fourth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you bring that up a fret, so you sharp that, you get that. And they don't always sound evil, right?
So wait,
like
does it matter, or is it technically an augmented fourth or diminished fifth?
it depends on the context.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it can be either. So if you're doing it like this, like that's an augmented fourth because 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you're doing it like it'll be a flat
Okay,
fifth.
okay.
Or commonly like the Locrian scale, which is a common mode, has a flat fifth,
Yeah.
right? And the thing about tritones is they can be really pretty. I use them all the time if I'm doing like, or
Right. They just sort of. They can be used to sort of not unsettling, but to sort of take away the
tension.
foundation. Yeah.
I mean, music is all about tension and release, right? Or seventh chords. Like there would be no
Yep.
blues if it wasn't for tritones, because
Right.
you got. There's a tritone right there. But if you add, so that sounds dissonant, but then you add the root, then it sounds nice, right? So
Yeah.
it's just contextual. But back in the day, it was illegal to play a tritone like 400 years ago in the church because it was like the devil's interval.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. I've heard that as a sort of urban legend.
I'm pretty
I
sure that's
can't-
true.
I can't verify, but I did hear it when I was in music theory that you had to avoid tritones and parallel fifths and parallel fourths. Those
Well,
were
no,
all
but that's
sort
a
of-
totally different thing. Because
Okay.
parallel fifths and parallel fourths are the Bach's rules of four-part harmony.
Okay.
So Bach used tritones all the time, but
But no parallel fourths. Or
no
fifths.
Well, he did, but the rules.
Well, he
are
could break his own rules.
Yeah, he could break his own
He
rules.
knew enough of the rules to be able to break them in interesting ways. He
Yeah.
still abided by the context and intention set for.
Yeah, but I think it's good to learn how to write, like, so a four-part chorale, four-part harmony, what sounds like there's 4 different notes happening at once, and they change, and the idea is it was written, the Bach four-part chorales was written for choir, bass, tenor, soprano, alto, right? And so you'd have 4 different parts, and they'd move, and the idea is that you want to avoid things like basically every rock song.
Right. Right. Anything that has a power chord would be right out.
Yeah, exactly. You want to have smoother voice leading, so you could have something like, and it's actually very difficult to do on guitar.
Because it's 4 parts that you're trying to move
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, but smooth voice leading is cool stuff to look at. And perfect or parallel fourths and parallel fifths aren't exactly smooth voice leading, but if you learn how to do that. Then it can inform your writing. You don't always have to stick with it, but it's cool stuff to learn. Tritones was a purely religious thing, and from what I've heard, actually, Bach could have totally gotten thrown in jail if like them priests had been able to.
He was good enough at using them
To
maybe?
like hide them, I guess, but I don't know. It may have been before.
Interesting.
That's what I heard like in high school, and
Gotcha.
everything you hear in high school is correct. But
Right.
I mean, my guess is it probably had more to do with like Gregorian chant era, because there's
that's kind of where I placed that rule.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, back to Babes in Toyland. All right. Yeah. Just go ahead and let's get into it. This
Now
is
for
Babes in
something
Toyland
different.
with Bruise Violet. Yeah. Yeah.
Tritone, 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 tritone. Parallel tips.
Somebody said in the chat, the best description I've seen is just it's raw. Like this is this is a raw sort of well, not to be too graphic, but it's sort of a just an open wound of a song
Be graphic,
in the most
man.
beautiful way. It's just it's good. It's just so I had let's talk about Riot Grrrl for a little bit. So this is the Riot Grrrl song pack. Now, as I think a lot of people did in the 90s, I don't want to speak for everyone who was alive in the 90s, but at least around where I was, we did not like labels. We were very anti the idea of labeling and sort of putting people into containers of ideas and thought. And I believe a lot of the people who are considered to be in the Riot Grrrl movement do not like the label.
They do not.
Which may or may not be the case for some of the artists in this pack, or that we might be talking about later on. So
That's
this
true.
is a
That's very
label that
true.
is applied to artists, I think, and that's sort of how we're looking at it. So
It should be more applied to the sound. The
Yeah.
sound that came out from that
Right.
from that label,
yeah,
they're very distinct, they're very driven, they're in your face, kick your face in the, kind of
Yeah.
mentality, which is
And
really cool.
generally they will have a message of some sort.
Yeah.
They're usually politically motivated in somehow, or at least
Mhm.
societally motivated. That's fun.
Yeah,
Is that a word?
totally. man.
Societally, societally is totally a word.
Societal.
Societally
Yeah.
motivated. I got a couple questions. Guitar
So-
Princess 2. This is not directly about the song, but Guitar Princess 2 wants to know. Says I have a lot of time to practice, but it's not consistent. How can I make my practicing consistent? I only do like 2 or 3 days when I practice.
Yeah. Well, I always told my students it's better to, you know, it's better to practice a little bit every day. I'm sorry that if that's not what you want to hear, but it's better to practice a little bit every day than to practice a lot a couple days a week, right?
I think I've heard one of the other note trackers say something similar, where it's if you can do like 10 minutes a day, that's better than an hour on the weekend.
Exactly. Yeah, I would agree with that because you're getting your body used to doing something. Obviously, and the other thing too is once you pick up your instrument, you're much less likely to put it down.
Right.
Right. So like if you pick it up for 10 minutes, there's a very good possibility you'll keep playing for another 20 after that. Right. So getting that consistency is really good. We talked a little bit last week. I want to say there was a question about how do I most effectively practice.
Yes.
And I went into a
I think it was
long
from it
rant.
might have been the same user.
Oh, okay, yeah. I went into a long rant about the speed exercises and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go and do another small, less long rant
have time.
about how to like maybe compartmentalize your practice, right? Because I think we kind of touched on a little bit that you have your repertoire and then you have your technique. And then you have like your ear and your theory. So like those are kind of the 4 main things, right?
Could you repeat those one more time?
Yeah, you have your repertoire, which is the song. So that's primarily what Rocksmith deals with is repertoire, right?
Yep.
And in order to play good repertoire, technique is really good to have. Then you have your ear, which is being able to hear something and play it. And then you have theory, which is like the concept. And they all really tie into each other, right? Because if you have an understanding of theory, that's going to inform your ear, which is going to inform your technique, which is going to inform your repertoire. And it's like, you want to eat your kale and your protein and your carbs and your fat, right? So like that all helps.
Okay, so for a balanced diet of practice.
Yeah. So one thing that you can do, depending on how limited your time is, is okay. So let's say that you don't really like sitting around and practicing scales, right? Like I happen to, when I was younger, at least, really enjoy that. I don't do that so much anymore. But when I was younger, I did. I would sit down with a metronome and practice scales for a period of time every day. But maybe if you don't want to do that a whole lot, you don't have to. You could just do that for like 5 to 10 minutes. Do your scale, warm up with a metronome, get that down. Maybe practice some string skipping, exercises. We have all the exercises in the game. You can practice some of those. You can practice your chords. Set aside that as one compartment, and then work on your repertoire. And that would probably be the most important thing. If you're not trying to be a professional musician, you're not trying to like really be crazy, doing everything. Like just work a bit on your technique, then work a bit on your repertoire. That you can do that in 20 to 30 minutes a day.
Right.
And then if you feel like you want to add more on top of that, start getting a better understanding of music theory. There's a ton of resources out there for that. Start doing some ear training. Good-ear.com has some cool exercises and they're free, but there's a ton of ear training stuff out there.
Does
So,
it like interval training where you can they'll play a tone and then play
Yeah.
another tone and you have to say like whole step?
yeah, like that's
Okay.
a second, that's a third, that's a
Okay,
fifth, and then
cool.
once you can identify a fifth, maybe it'll play them at the same time, and then you can identify them, and then maybe it'll play a
Interesting.
triad and try and
Okay.
identify the chord. There's actually some apps out there that I forget their name, but like there are totally ear training apps out
Okay.
there. I recommend.
And I believe, especially on the Reddit, and I'm sure it's been posted in the chat a number of times, but there is a system that I think a lot of the longtime players tend to stick to, just to keep their Rocksmith practice time pretty regimented.
Yeah.
And get a variety of things.
Yeah, and I also
And-
wanted to add, we we have the exercise packs, and we also have Guitarcade where you can practice some scales.
Yep.
So
All right.
that's a cool thing to do.
Thank you very much. Next question. This is Toy Machine SH for Emmy, and I don't know if you can answer this or will answer this or not. But Toy wants to know if you pushed for Bikini Kill's Rebel Girl.
I did.
All right.
I did not get it in time.
Okay. And Jean308 wants to know if we have any advice for getting better at barcodes.
Make sure that you're on. Well, okay, yeah. I got a little thing.
You got a
So
tutorial?
start.
Oh, hello,
Whoa,
Chain Brain
whoa.
followers.
So start by just trying to bar the top 2 strings. Then once you get that strong,
Yeah.
3 strings, 4 strings,
Oh, that's much.
5
that works.
strings, 6 strings, right?
Okay.
And I always say, it's like your fingers of sausage, right? You got like the sausage part here, and then you got like your indents here. You don't want the indents to be on the strings because that's harder to push down. So you can kind of go on the side. Make sure you're close to the fret, right? If you're on this side of the fret, you're not going to get a very good sound. You're going to have to push down harder. This side of the fret, you don't have to push down as hard. And you got your bar chord.
Yeah.
Once you get your bar chord down, then it's about practicing that switch.
Yeah.
Also wanted to briefly touch on the history of this band.
Sure.
They
Please
have
do.
a cool history.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Look them up on Wikipedia. It's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
it?
I mean, because
Okay.
I've been on for a while, so I don't
Sure,
really
sure,
want to
sure.
like rant any longer because
one
we
more
have
thing,
other things to
one
do.
more thing from
Yeah.
Jean308. Jean308 refutes the law. Said the Catholic Church actually used the tritone in a lot of choirs.
Oh, nice.
So I
What
can't
about-
verify any of this either way.
What about
So
Gregorian chant?
who could possibly know?
Because I feel like that law, like we talk about it from like as if it was the Catholic Church in the
Yeah.
in the Middle Ages, but it could have been like pre-Middle Ages, like
It could have
Gregorian.
been Protestants.
early
you
notation?
know, they
I
were
think
around
it was
too. So were Lutherans. It's
Yeah.
Who knows? History lessons. All right. Well, let's. Emmy, thank you for being the lone Riot girl.
Thanks
in
for
our
not
midst
letting me play
today.
every song, too.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick to clarify,
Yes, Andrew.
I'm not saying the Catholic Church has banned tritones until recently.
Oh,
I'm
right.
saying it's like
Right.
like that happened like at some point in
Yeah,
history.
Yeah. This is sort of again a legend of that time and era. All right, let's do the giveaway. Ernie Ball prize pack coming up right now. If you want a chance to win this Ernie Ball prize pack, please listen to what UB Jurassic is saying in the chat. He will be your guide to victory in getting this prize pack. If you win, you're going to see everything that you see on your screen here. You're going to get a 6-string set of Ernie Ball regular slinky strings. You're going to get a 4-string set for your bass, a dozen picks from Ernie Ball, and you're going to get 3 of the Spectrum Plectrum picks from us here in Ubisoft San Francisco. You were going to get a black Ernie Ball guitar strap, a package of Ernie Ball Wonder Wipes, which will keep your strings, your guitar's body, and neck nice and new. Keep your strings lasting longer, and a peg winder from Ernie Ball. You might get some extras. There's some extras coming down the pipeline, and we might have those available for now. I'll have more information on that, but for now, just know that you might get something extra if you win this prize. If you do win, you are going to get a whisper from UB Jurassic. That will get your name, your full name, your shipping address, and your telephone number. We do need all of that information in order to get your prize to you. And if you are outside of the U.S., we do ship internationally. But for my sake, please break up your address line by line. And if you are one of the Chamberlain followers who just rated us, first off, welcome. Glad to have you here. And secondly, if you want to enter, please do. But make sure you follow the channel before you enter, because otherwise you can't win. It's not an ego thing for me. It's just you can't win if you don't do it. So them's the rules, as they say. Coming up, we've got more music from the Riot Grrrl song pack. And if there's some others, like Toy was asking about Rebel Girl by Bikini Kill, if there are other songs in this genre or any other genre that you might care to have, please check out our website, rocksmith.com. There is a link at the top for song requests. You can go to that. Let us know what other songs you might like to see in Rocksmith. That is pretty much the only way that we collect input on song choices from the community to bring into Rocksmith, and that those requests become one of several components in why we choose the songs that we choose. It's not the only reason. It's not the only way we pick the songs, but it is one of the ways. It is one of the factors that we use. I think we're ready to say hello to our next set of guests for this Riot Grrrl song pack. Hello, Greg Studley. Welcome back.
Welcome back, man.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have you back.
Glad to be back.
And Francois Luong, you're not here right now.
No, I'm on vacation.
Don't tell anyone that Francois is in the office.
I wish you could have made it today, though.
Yeah,
Like, it
it
would have been
would've
great
been
to play
nice.
the song with him today.
Yeah, it would be good. I mean, we can just we'll pretend,
I bet I'm going to hear him either way.
but we're not playing pretend we're dead.
Oh,
This
that's
is-
right.
this is,
That's true.
Dig Me Out is what we're going to play right now. Slater Kinney. So again, another artist who is new to the Rocksmith library. One that I've seen requests for. Again, not that we use those requests in social media, but I've seen people talk about him. I've
Wait,
seen
were,
him
you,
around.
were you also saying that you'd seen them live?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
seen
okay. You said because you
I-
said I've seen it. And I was like, oh, that must have been an
No, I
intense
think
show. There's some
I-
great energy going on
I
there.
almost got to see L7 live in the 90s and did not. So I've not seen any of the bands we'll be playing today live. That's sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
We need to
Now
fix
I'm
that.
sad.
I
We
mean,
should.
Slater Kinney is probably on tour right now to promote their new
Probably.
album. So.
Probably, yeah. Maybe I'll do that. I'll check that out. Greg Studley.
What's up, Doug?
So dig me out.
I will.
Kenny, this one is in C sharp standard. So this one is the down-tuned song.
Yes.
Yes. And the band has, 3 guitars, no bass, right?
I think that
2
was
to
the
3
se-
guitars, no bass?
You know,
Well, now you're not sure?
questions like this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they get me sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, I believe...
Actually, it was great. Actually, when I was a little earlier, I'm like, oh, okay, gotta run this tune. I was like, oh, this isn't C sharp standard. I was like, whoa, glad I looked into that before I just
Yeah.
walked out here.
Yeah. But I believe this is a fabricated bass line, because sometimes if there's not a bass part in the song, when we're able to, we like to make a bass line so that bassists have something to
Totally,
play.
yeah. Or even if I can't remember what song it was, but I know there was kind of like more, sometimes more like synthy oriented lines that
Yeah,
actually aren't
yeah.
played on bass, but I mean they
Yeah, you
are
missed-
they
you
are
weren't here-
playable. So let's use them.
You
Totally.
weren't here for Stevie Wonder.
I
There
know,
was
man.
There's some of that in there.
Man,
There's
I
wild stuff.
wish I could have
Yeah.
been there. Oh, there it was.
That was good. That was pretty good. All right, let's take a look. Well, I don't know, Francois, you came here on vacation. I feel like it would be rude. What made you want to come out here to play on your vacation? You could have just stayed.
Oh, I
wherever
don't know. I
you
was
were.
getting cabin fever from translating Marcel Proust into English.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Fair.
that's a fine answer. That's a fine All right. This is Dig Me Out. Again, if you have any questions, please let UB Jurassic in the chat know, and he will get those to me. Yeah. Oh, these tones. This tones
I
in this
know.
pack. So the construction of that song I find really interesting because there's a lot of elements that strike me as what you might see in a sort of very very classic rock and roll song. Just the way they're put together makes it much more aggressive and much more dissonant than you would usually see. But like I could see a lot of those elements in just like a 1950s or 60s rock and roll song. But it's been sort of condensed and pushed to a place that makes it very aggressive and noisy. And I like noisy. I like aggressive.
I like how they get to that part where you think it's a bridge.
Yeah.
And when it gets to it, technically it's like,
Or it
oh,
has a
well,
little
we're at the
arpeggio.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're at the bridge of the song. You know, they're doing this little, arpeggio off of what's like a kind of more like a D minor shape.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, well, that was a cool bridge. And then they come back and they revisit it like twice more, and you're like, oh, that was actually that was another section of the song.
Right, like a
that's
secondary
like alt chorus or
yeah.
something. Yeah, but it's cool because when things like that happen in music, when you can surprise the listener,
Right.
I feel like it's a win.
Yeah.
Because so much of music I feel is predictable that when you can throw people off a little bit and still make it enjoyable, because you can throw people off and have it suck, by the way.
That's true.
But when you do it and
That's
make it
actually
an
probably- that's
enjoyable
probably easier to
experience,
do.
then it's a win as
Yeah.
the composer.
So if you do a carefully placed flipped beat or something, people just didn't expect it, but then everything makes sense.
And then everybody's head moves
Everything's-
at the same
just-
time.
It maintain like internal consistency, like internal logical consistency. So that everything that you're playing. while
That's your
surprising,
next
still
album.
makes-
Internal logical consistency.
I'm on a roll today, apparently.
there.
All
I love
right.
it.
I
buy
do
it.
have a question. Not sure who this one is from. Actually, I might have to come back. I'll have to reread that one.
I don't
because
think I can
it would
answer
take
that
me
one
too
then.
long to
Yeah.
put that one together. But yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all I got for you.
You don't want me to
Unless-
go on a short rant of any
Uh,
kind?
do you have one prepped?
Nah,
Did you stand in the mirror and rehearse the rant?
no, not today.
Do you want to talk about the new Slayer King album?
What
Do
do
you,
got? Which
wait,
tells us
about it.
you seem familiar with it. I think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should mention something about it.
I don't know. It's produced by Annie Clark of St. Vincent.
Okay.
The single kind of sounds like an Annie Clark.
Okay. So there's some
Yeah.
St. Vincent influence
Yeah,
on it.
definitely,
For
yeah.
the production, probably.
It's a lot more synthy than
Okay.
the prior albums.
Interesting. Interesting.
That should give it a different sound. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big break, and Janet Weiss it's also Janet Weiss's last album since she left the band.
Okay. All right. I think I might sneeze. But before that happens, I want to thank. I mentioned this at the top of the stream. I came to the stream at the apparently the end of a 2-hour sneezing fit, and it's just been hanging out.
I'm
the
laughing with you,
past-
Doug. I
for
know
the
you're
past
not
30
laughing, but
minutes,
I'm laughing with
And
you.
I
just
think,
so
I
you
think
know.
it might finally be the time.
What Doug is not telling us is that he's like actually allergic to exercise.
I am actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why I'm sneezing. All right, so let's go ahead and what we're going to do now, we're going to take a quick video break.
We should.
I have, this may be the first time I've forgotten what video. I think there's
Whichever one it is a
it's an
video.
interview.
but-
It's an interview with Audrey.
Of
Interview with
course.
Audrey.
Yeah.
All right. While we're taking a look at this interview, if you want to win a copy of this week's song pack, the Riot Grrrl song pack on Steam, please listen to UB Jurassic in the chat once more. He will let you know how you can win one of 5 copies of the Riot Grrrl song pack, and we'll be right back right after that.
My name is Azurishida. I live in Nagasaki, Japan. Where I live is a countryside, so there aren't that many stores, but I like how I can play guitar and kick and shout as loud as she wants. One day my dad bought me a guitar because he wanted to learn electric guitar with Rocksmith. He tried it out and he thought that it would be cool for me. The very first song that I was kind of good at was Boys Don't Cry. I'm gonna be on the stage for the first time, so I'm a little nervous about maybe making mistakes and stuff, but even if I do, I just want to have fun playing guitar.
Making her North American stage debut, please welcome Audrey Shida.
I want to be the best guitarist in the world, not just for me, for the audience and for the fans. Until I go all the way to there, I think I won't stop playing guitar for Rocksmith.
Ladies and gentlemen, Audrey Shida. Remember the name.
Welcome back to today's Rocksmith Developer Stream. I'm your host, Doug Lilly. I'm also the community developer for Rocksmith. Now I am, anyway. To my left is a former community developer of Rocksmith, Dan Emmerich.
Yes,
It's good to have you here.
the once and not future community developer, Dan.
Yeah, I mean that would be weird if that.
Oh, well, it's not a demotion, Doug. What you do is important and valuable.
But it would just the circling around seems in the same.
Yeah,
don't know,
well,
it
I
seems
mean,
strange.
also we would have to be involved in some sort of fight to the death because there can be only one community developer for Rocksmith.
Okay,
But I don't want to kill you.
I don't want to be killed.
Yeah. I'm glad that we
Webster's
both
dictionary defines community.
I'm glad
as
that
a
we both
collection of-
agree, like
Yeah.
suddenly, that I would somehow win in a fight with you. I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
Hello, I'm here
Akshay
too.
Balakrishnan.
Yes.
Welcome.
It's a me.
All right, so this is How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
a little
good.
warm.
I mentioned earlier it is a bit warm.
It is. Yeah.
I mentioned earlier
These
we,
are
we,
LED lights.
we
They
only
should
had
be
we
warm.
only had one woman or girl
Yeah.
on today's stream, so we're making do. We're trying
The
to
rest
do
of us are just
as
Riot.
good as we can. there is some Riot.
They're too punk for this stream, man.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
They
this
don't
is
need your
definitely-
approval.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is corporate. Let's be real.
This is
this is a corporate situation.
By definition.
Yeah.
almost.
So, what can
Welcome
you say?
to the
What can you
stream.
do? What can you
Hi. Thank you for being here.
Is Eve watching by
do?
chance?
I don't know. I don't know what Eve's
Uncle
Twitch
Eve?
name is.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh.
So, bonus track. So this is a song that
Daddy
was
Eve.
not in the Riot Grrrl song pack, but one that I thought would be suitable.
Well, you were thinking, oh, hey.
That's a pleasant breeze that
Yeah.
the boards just plug
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you.
The fan has now been turned on.
There's a fan in this room.
we have a
There-
fan in
yeah,
the
did
room.
you know there was a
We
fan
have
in
a
this room, Mr. Corduroy?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, you were
That's
sort
so
of
good.
you were chatting
pretty
about
good.
sort of like what is the essence of this week, and it's sort of females up front and not being very compromising about anything that they say,
Right.
and that's what led you to Celebrity Skin by
Celebrity
Hole.
Skin.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
and
such a
I
good
told
song.
you I love songs that hate LA, so I was very happy to be able to play on this
there
song.
you go. There you
Yep.
go. Akshay, do you also love songs that hate Los Angeles?
Yeah. It aligns with my hate of it.
Oh,
LA.
no.
I've never actually
I-
been to LA. I can't really say
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
It's
I
a
know.
nice place to be for like 72 hours, and then you've got to get out before your soul starts to deteriorate. And I lived
should
there
go.
for 4 years, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
I have no
I should
particular issues with Los Angeles.
Give it
I was
time.
kind of born there.
You were kind of born
I was
there?
born near there.
You
Yeah.
were
But I moved
conceived
when I was
there.
very young.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Parents might be in the chat, so they might let me know.
Hello.
Celebrity Skin. So, as
good
far
song.
as I know, from my research, Hole does not care to be associated with the Riot Grrrl
Oh, is that so?
genre.
I did not know that.
But as I mentioned earlier in the stream, this is more bands that have had the labels applied to them.
It's
rather
well
than
the
bands who
energy,
have
you know.
take-
Like,
yeah.
the energy and the attitude. Again, it's an offshoot of punk. And you know, like if you're just gonna say like who's out there not giving an F and and playing hard, well, you know, whole counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I looked up beforehand who made the Riot Grrrl stickers, because that's really what I.
Was that what?
Oh,
It's
I
just
don't
like
know.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing in
Yeah.
high school a lot of these like Riot GRRL stickers, and like I don't know.
Did you ask anybody?
That was Cindy in your high school.
That was.
Yeah, you should thank her.
She's got an Etsy shop now, I bet.
Yeah,
All right,
Maybe.
great.
Maybe.
Yeah.
maybe. All right.
classic Cindy.
Hey, your boy Dirt wants to know what bass Akshay is playing.
Oh, hi. This is the Traben Havoc. It is the signature model of John Moyer, the bassist from Disturbed. I have now repeated this enough that I got it in my head.
It's good.
There's, yeah.
When I first bought this bass, I had no idea. It looked cool. It felt great to play.
It may not be
It's like
clear,
a-
but it's a sort of a gunmetal gray metallic. There is a sparkle to it when
Yes,
the
a
light
little
hits
bit.
it. It's quite nice.
I like it quite a
The
lot.
machinery, those pickups are beefy
It's got-
and chunky.
Yeah,
Oh.
these pickups, they're very active. They've got two 9-volt
Very
batteries.
active.
They're very active. Two 9 volts.
They're
Those are crazy.
hyperactive
Those
pickups.
pickups have a
Yeah,
full
boy.
schedule.
Yeah.
You're playing a very active.
I'm
guitar
also
that
yeah.
is
You
a very
can't tell
shiny-
because my battery is hidden back here in the trem cavity. But this is a Squire that I rescued from an accordion shop in Madera, California.
Yeah.
And I dropped in some EMGs, the David Gilmour EMG set in here, which is sort of like, you know, a Squire that you got for dirt cheap and like pickups that are worth 3 times that. Yeah, but I love it, and I've nicknamed it Darling Nikki. I guess you could say she was a 6 string.
I guess you could. It landed. It was good.
Thanks.
I had another question. It's gone now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
gone?
I have another sneeze coming on the way. It
Okay.
didn't- I never sneezed. I still
No?
haven't sneezed. No, I haven't
That's
been
good.
able to summon the
Be prepared to mute
energy.
the mic when we start.
So, no, that's
Ah.
all I can do.
There
yeah,
you go.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into Hull's celebrity skin. Again, if you've got questions, Ubi Jurassic can get those to us.
I got one of you.
Yeah,
That's
same.
That's fine.
Oh, make me over. I'm all I wanna be.
There it is. There we go.
I walk and study in demonology. So glad you could make it. Yeah, now you're really made it. So glad you could make it now. Oh, look at my face. My name is might have been. My name is never was. My name's forgotten. So glad you could make it. Yeah, now you really made it. It's only us now. When I wake up in my makeup, it's too early for that dress. Wilted and faded, somewhere in Hollywood. I'm glad I came here with your pound of flesh. No second feeling, 'cause you're a star now. Or Cinderella, they on sluts like you. Beautiful garbage, beautiful dresses. Can you stand up or will you just fall down? You better watch out. Oh, what you wish for. It better be worth it. So much to die. When I wake up in my makeup, have you ever felt so used up as this? It's all so sugarless. Hooker waitress, model actress, I'm just your nameless. Honey's alcohol, full of poison. She obliterated everything she kissed. Now she's fading somewhere in Hollywood. Glad I came here with your pound of flesh. You want a part of me? Well, I'm not selling shit. No, I'm not selling shit.
I like any guitar, any song that's like, please attack your guitar now.
Yeah.
Because like the more aggressively you play, the better that song sounds.
So let's-
And you
let's-
just
Feels
let's,
great.
Let's talk about attitude. All of these songs, all the songs we play today have.
Attitude.
I don't think anyone would.
they have
a
a statement to make.
I don't think anyone would argue with me if I said these songs have attitude.
Well, I would
I've
just
got
play
attitude.
devil's advocate, because I like arguing with you.
But if you weren't to argue with me,
once.
how would you
Dan,
how would
man.
you define how the attitude plays into the song? Like how you express that attitude when playing?
Well, lots of downstrokes. I mean, for me, it's
Downstroke,
Yeah.
there's one guitar that, for what it's worth, the lead and the rhythm path are the same on this one, and it's all just, hitting hard. There is that nice little poppy section, where it turns into like strummy stuff, which is almost like, to me, it's like a little sonic middle finger because she's
Yeah, a little bit.
she's created this sort of like very aggressive, dissonant, heavy chord, like giant bar chords with
Yeah,
lots of
yeah.
distortion, and then like, oh yeah, don't
like
forget
it's-
this
it's-
part,
it's
and it's
almost-
making fun of it.
love that
It's
part.
mocking. It's,
Yeah.
it's a mocking little
Yeah.
jaunty.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
Oh.
just it's just part of the statement
That's
of the song.
that's attitude. That's using song construction.
Yeah.
Your pedals,
How
'cause
often
they
do
go
you
cleaner.
hear
Oh,
satire?
that's good.
Like there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't use pick for this. It's supposed to be picked bass, but I used fingers. But like,
Sure.
it's the
Travis has been getting to you, hasn't he?
That's all me, baby. That's I don't know. I mean, like the main lick of like that, I tend to like pop a little bit more,
Yeah.
and then like pretty much the whole that first part in chorus, and then when it gets to like,
Yeah, then it's sort
just
of
kinda
like
pulling
yeah.
back. Okay.
then it's like nice, a little bit lighter.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
little- it's really interesting how that song can convey like two different feelings.
Yeah, the dynamics really play a role in what the song's
Makes it
trying
fun.
to say.
The song
Yeah.
rips, man. It's
Yeah,
great.
it does.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
just-
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad I chose.
I'm
that
glad you chose
Yeah.
it too.
Cool,
Thank you
cool,
for
cool.
letting us play it, Doug.
You're
You
very
are
welcome.
a kind and gentle.
I believe I had something else I wanted to.
Ooh, what
pull
you got in the
here.
hopper? What you got?
But then I got a question for Andrew. I had something else about what we were talking about earlier, but I think I've lost it. So I guess we're
You can just
I guess
move
we're
on.
done.
It's
I guess
cool.
that's
we're
it?
done.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
done.
that's
You-
Well,
we're-
this is a quick segment.
That's okay.
Wow.
They used to be that way, Doug. Back in the day with the previous community developer,
Uh-huh.
shows be over in like 22 minutes.
I don't know if that's right.
I think everybody
Is that
remembers
right?
when I would just not,
that how that was?
have long shows at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and hello to Brazil. We have some visitors from Brazil.
Oh, cool.
Hola.
Hello.
There you
Also,
go.
on
Thank
a
you.
raid or something as well.
There was a raid from Chainbrain. If you're still here,
Oh, hi,
Chainbrain
Chainbrain.
visitor, or Chainbrain visitors, welcome and hello. I'm glad you're still here.
Hello.
So right now, I guess we'll say goodbye. It seems very short.
Just it's
I
fine.
don't
It's
know how
okay.
You can wrap it up.
It's so hard. to
Please.
say
It's
bye
all good.
to Dan and Akshay.
Ah,
All right.
thanks.
Well, here are some things in case you missed them. If you like the Riot Grrrl song pack and or this whole song, these packs might be up or near your alley. We had the Joan Jett song pack, which released pretty recently, like more recently than you would probably expect. But we got her. We got the Joan Jett, with some songs with, some songs without Black Hearts. But that song pack includes Bad Reputation, Crimson and Clover, the cover of Crimson and Clover, and I Hate Myself for Loving You. Also represented on the screen right there was a song from the Rockin' Covers 2 song pack. That was their cover of Louie Louie. Also, if you were into the Riot Grrrl, the sort of angry, I don't want us to say angry. The assertively motivated, female-led songs. The Garbage Pack might be up your alley. That includes I Think I'm Paranoid, Only Happy When It Rains, Only Happy When It Rains, and Stupid Girl. You also have, if you're looking for more whole songs, we have the Women Who Rock song pack, which has Celebrity Skin, the song that you just heard, by Hole, as well as I'm So Sick by Flyleafs, Take It Off by the Donnas, Heaven Knows by the Pretty Reckless, and Cherry Bomb by the Runaways. And there is a second whole song in the library. In the 90s mix, song pack 2 was Inside Out by Eve 6, Violet from Hole, and If You Could Only See by Tonic. And I think now I'm going to have to stop reading so that I can tune, because I'm playing up next. So yeah, we can look at us. I'm calibrating. It's difficult to do two things at once. I might not be plugged in. No, I am. Yeah, we're looking at us now. Hello,
Hi.
Brian Chu. Welcome. You're gonna have to kill some time
What's
because
happening? Oh,
because I made us fall
Well-
behind because I was trying
well-
to read while calibrating and tuning.
so you know track this tune, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I
Tell
did
me a
not.
little bit about it.
You know what? At this point, coming over here, I forgot what we're playing. Not really. This is L7.
Yes, it
Pretend
is.
We're Dead. I've heard that this.
What's your connection to the song? Why'd you pick it?
So I am a fan of L7. I think the Crow soundtrack might have been. I think they were on the Crow soundtrack.
Okay. Like I don't know anything about this band.
There was
really.
some soundtrack in the 90s, which is where I got my first taste of L7. The name of the song, I can't repeat because we're T-rated.
Oh.
Yeah. That might let you know what it was. You can tell me. Maybe it was Lost Highway. It might have been the Lost Highway soundtrack.
Okay.
That might have been it. So, yeah, this song, Pretend We're Dead, I've heard. I don't know for
Do
sure.
they have any other like big hits or?
Pretend We're Dead, I think, is probably the biggest.
The biggest hit?
The next biggest. Well, the next one that I would probably say is the one that I can't say.
Oh, okay.
It involves a list.
Oh.
If that does anything for you, but I've heard this song might have been making fun of the goth kids of the '90s, of which I was one, and I'm fine with this.
You were a
Because-
goth kid?
Oh yeah. I was like
Cool.
goth adjacent. And what? You say that now. You didn't know me then. Yeah.
No. I didn't.
Yeah. Brian, you are a
Hi.
note tracker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have anything that you wanted to mention about this song?
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward tune. It's mostly like power chords and stuff, and
Yeah.
some easy single note stuff with some really nice, cool, fuzzy tones.
Yeah.
Like,
The
the-
tones in all this pack.
yeah, the tones are really great. There's a really simple solo at the very end of the lead chart. I think the rhythm is just power chords for the most
I
part.
think you're right. The bass line, if I may,
Yeah, go for it.
is also pretty straightforward. There are some sections that you might want to use your pinky. It moves around a little bit more, so look out for those. And then
Pinky
at
on
the
your
very
left
end, yeah, your left pinky. I'm going to use a pick
Okay.
this time. We'll see how
Okay,
it goes.
I thought you were gonna play the whole tune with your right pinky.
I can give it a shot. It feels silly. I'm just
Yeah.
going to play it like a normal person.
Okay.
But
Alternate pinky.
okay, alternate pinkies. I could just
It's
instead
like
of using
it's
these
like
two, I
alternate
use-
picking, but it's like
Oh,
alternate
that's weird.
pinky.
I don't know. We'll have to. I'll have to work on that. See if I can get it.
I
get it
don't
ripped
know,
up.
man.
Live. We are live.
We should probably play.
Oh yeah. Here's what
All
we're doing.
right.
We'll figure out something. Oh yeah, there is towards the end. I'm gonna lean on the dissonance as hard as I can.
I like how they switch off that line between the bass and the guitar.
Point it out.
Now I'm good.
Oh, okay. They cut us off.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just almost. Would you consider that a sort of call and response thing, or just trading off of melody? Trading
You
off
mean
of themes?
that riff that went back and forth?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure I would call it a call and response.
Since it happens in
but
different
it's
sections.
similar. It's a similar concept.
Okay.
Yeah. I just thought it was kind of a cool little creative thing. They basically just swap the riffs that they're playing.
Yeah,
Essentially,
yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you do not see that very often, and it doesn't sound like you're just hearing the same section. Like it changes enough of the dynamic. That
Oh yeah,
you
most
still got,
definitely.
like a verse and a chorus that are
Yeah,
distinct.
makes
from
things
one
more
another.
interesting.
Yeah. I think that's it for me. I need to get back to my desk.
Yeah, me
or
too.
My podium there. This is going to be
Where
a little
am
bit
I?
awkward. But oh,
How do I get home?
Huh? How do you get home?
Yeah.
You go. Well, you got to go that way,
Okay.
and then I think you go south.
Sweet.
Cool. Hey, I've got an idea, Brian Chu. How about a prize pack? What do you think?
Do I have to say it? Say the stuff?
No.
Okay.
You can if you want to, but you don't have to.
Okay.
You want to give it a shot?
No.
Okay. All right. If you want to win our final Ernie Ball prize pack of the day, please look at your screen in just a moment and let us and listen to what UB Jurassic is telling you in the chat for your chance to win everything that you see now. You're going to get 2 sets of strings, 1 6-string set for your guitar, 1 4-string set for your bass. Both of these are going to be Ernie Ball regular Slinky strings. In addition to those, you are going to get 12 picks from Ernie Ball. I believe they are a medium heavy. Right now, I keep meaning to bring some up here so that I remember to let you know what the gauge of those picks are. But in addition to those, you're going to get 3 of these Spectrum Plectrum picks from us here at Ubisoft San Francisco. Also, you are going to get a black Ernie Ball guitar strap, a package of Ernie Ball Wonder Wipes, and a peg winder. All of this from Ernie Ball, and all of this can be yours if you listen to UB Jurassic in the chat and are following our channel. So if you win, you're going to get a whisper from UB Jurassic, and he will reach out and get your name, your shipping address, and your telephone number. We do need all of that information in order to get your prize out the door to you. So please make sure you get that back to us as quickly as possible. We are going to say farewell today. We've enjoyed having you back. We've enjoyed seeing some of our players who we haven't seen in a little while, and have a little bit of news for what's coming up. First off, this coming Monday, will be an encore stream. It's been a couple months. Apologize for that. We had the holidays, and then we came back, and things got a little out of hand. But encore is back on track, and this Monday, usually if people say, what's encore? Doug, what is an encore stream? I say it's like our usual stream, but it usually focuses in on a specific sort of niche aspect of guitar playing, music culture, so on. And it isn't very much like our normal weekly stream where we just play DLC. Well, guess what? This week is going to be kind of like the normal stream, because we're going to take a look at one of the lost Rocksmith streams. And by take a look at, I mean we're going to create it live on Twitch. We are going to look at the missing stream of Yes. A few years ago, we had a Yes song pack. Yes DLC had 5 songs. And we had, apparently, this is before I was out here. This is actually, I think, this was before I was on Rocksmith as a brand. But that stream did not take place. There were some technical issues of which I am vaguely aware, and I can't remember at this moment what happened. But needless to say, that stream never came out. So we are going to make amends and play 4 of those 5 songs for you on Monday. And then we'll talk about the band Yes and the progressive rock and have those conversations about that style of music that we missed out on. So please join us on Monday. That is at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I think it's 11 GMT, if I got that correct. Same place, same time, just on Monday. So please join us for the missing stream of Yes on Monday. The week after, Thursday, following that, we'll have this stream again with a different song pack. What song pack, you might be asking yourself? Well, I won't tell you right now, but what I can tell you is that if you go to our forums tomorrow, if you go to rocksmith.com and click the link for our forums, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., there will be a clue created by RS222, a community member, along with you, and it will be posted by UB Jurassic in the DLC subforums of the Rocksmith forum. And if you solve that clue together with the rest of the group looking at it, you will get a hint at what's coming. And by hint, I mean you'll get a song title and a pack name and an artist. It's actually a lot of information. That's more information than you should probably have the first day. But we're going to do it anyway. That's going to be tomorrow morning, Friday morning. And then we'll have more information on whatever next week's pack is on Sunday and Monday on our social media channels, which you can see right here. We are Rocksmith Game on Twitch and on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And then Facebook, just go to facebook.com/Rocksmith, and that'll get to you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for everybody who played. Had a really good time today. It was nice to see you. And we will see you next week. Here's one more look at the Riot Grrrl song pack.